Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of To a Woman's Heart, where we uplift, motivate, encourage, and empower women. Well, as you can see from the title tonight is Flipping the Script, and we're talking about trust. And so, as always, when we're starting something in a conversation, I always want to provide a little definition so we can understand the meaning of the word in the conversation that we're having. So, the word is trust, and the definition as a noun is firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. An example of that is relations have to be built on trust. Similar, confidence, belief, and faith. Number two, law, an arrangement whereby a person, a trustee, holds property as its nominal owner for the good of one or more beneficiaries. A trust was set up. Safekeeping, keeping, protection. Now, trust as a verb means believe in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of. I should never have trusted her. Have faith in, place one trust in. Number two, allow credit to a customer. All persons are forbid to trust sailors. And so I thought it was interesting. Down here, they had a little paragraph, an overview of trust. So it's a trust is a fiduciary relationship in which one party, known as a trustor, gives another party, the trustee, the rights to hold title to property or access for the benefit of a third party. The beneficiary. In finance, a trust can also be a type of closed-end fund built as a public limited company. So, from this definition of trust, trust has a very heavy meaning. And I don't think that some of us understand the weight of trust. Because once you break someone's trust, it's hard to gain that trust back. And as the definition says, it's belief. So you're believing in the person and you're trusting them with important information or important documents or an important relationship that they're thinking that they're having faith in you that you're going to honor that relationship, the paperwork, the document, or whatever it may be. And a lot of times in that relationship, we as individuals don't honor what we say we're going to do for somebody. We can't trust what somebody tell us to be factual and true, because 9 times out of 10, if it's somebody that you know and they are typical liars, you're not going to trust them when they tell you.
Say,
yeah. You're not gonna believe nothing that they say, because they have created a pattern of being untrustworthy. Or say you're building a business and you have this great idea, and this happens a lot. You have this great idea for a business, or you start an organization, or whatever it may be, and you share that information with somebody, and you trusting that they are going to keep the information to themselves, and you as a team are going to work on the project together.
That's trust.
That's trust. But they take your information, they take your plan, they take your ideal, and they use it for themselves.
Trust.
That's trust, right? So that means I'm putting my faith, I'm putting my confidence, I'm putting my belief in you that you're going to do the right thing by me.
I'm sharing what God has gifted me with to you for your opinion, not for you to take it and run with it, but for you to see the vision and perhaps add to what I've already developed.
Mm-hmm.
That's trust.
That's trust.
A lot of times we don't have that kind of trust in anything or anyone because of the changes that you've gone through in life.
Mm-hmm.
The downfalls, the setbacks, the
Disappointments.
disappointments.
Mm-hmm.
All of these things can tear your trust down.
It can.
Make you not trust anyone. Okay, but if you have faith in what you're trying to do, the one thing trust tells me is I trust him. I know that he has my back.
Mm-hmm.
I know that what he's given to me, I'm
Mm-hmm.
to share it. But in sharing does not mean I'm to allow anyone to take it and run with it. See, a lot of people don't understand is if you have a vision, Renee,
Mm-hmm.
and you share with me, well, Linda, blase, blah, we, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you trusted me to share this with
Exactly.
you. So also you want my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and you might want me to work with you
Mm-hmm.
in this. Okay, so I suggest to anybody and everybody, don't give it all up. Never give up everything.
Right.
Now you trust yourself on that tip,
Right.
because in sharing, no two people are going to do the same thing the same way. It's going to
Exactly.
always be something different. So you have to trust the fact that your vision is different and it's special.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
important because
Mm-hmm.
you've developed it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whereby I come along and I'm just sitting back listening, and I take it and I run over to so and so, girl, let me tell you, I come up with this idea that's blase, blah, and we gonna blah, blah, blah. I've taken your idea and I've ran with it.
And pass it on to
And
somebody
passed
else.
it on to someone else.
Yes.
But neither of us are going to be successful at it because it wasn't ours in the first place.
Exactly.
See, people don't really look at things the way the inner eye would show you,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
your regular eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
They have a tendency to assume, oh yeah, I can take this, I can take Renee's idea,
Mm-hmm.
and I can make me some money off of this.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't got to know.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. She won't know.
Right.
She won't know
Right.
that I'm using her. First of all, my emotions will tell it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually it's going to surface.
Right.
Then what am I to say to Renee?
Right.
When Renee comes to me and
said, did you take my idea?
What did you think you were going to do with it?
Right.
I didn't give it all to you.
Right.
But a lot of us do give all everything.
Exactly.
Give all the information. I just want to share. I've been like that.
Yeah. But then in sharing, and even if you share all the information, you have to know what God has given you is what he's given you.
Right.
And so when you sharing a business idea, a collaboration, whatever it may be, and somebody take your trust and misuse it and try to take your idea and manifest it as theirs, it will never, ever come out right. You'll never get where you need to be because you have stolen something that did not belong to you
in the first place.
Exactly. And so here is another a level of trust that would be a touchy point for some. Say if you're dating,
okay,
right, and you have friends that come over, there are some women that you can't leave with your man because you can't trust that they're going to behave themselves in that environment. And some of them just wait for you to walk away.
Or turn your back. Don't walk away.
Turn
you
your
have
back.
To walk away.
Turn your back.
I'm going to make some kind of advance at it.
Exactly.
But then where's your trust in the man?
Well, that's trust on both ends. So that means you can't trust your friend, your family member, your co-worker, and then you can't trust your man neither. So that's broken trust on both sides. And so once you lose that trust, how do you get it back?
It's hard. It's really hard because you build a defensive around you. I'm not going to share anything with anybody. I'm not going to let nobody know what I'm doing. I don't want nobody to be involved in it. This is my thing.
Right.
This is me. This is what God gave me. So I've tried it. I tried to share it. And in sharing it, I got duped, beat out, whatever. So I'll just keep it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I lose trust, not only in the individuals, you begin to look funny at everybody.
Exactly.
If you've ever been, your trust has been broken, you lose faith and confidence in believing in people.
Exactly.
That one person might be your bestest friend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they might not even be aware that they have took advantage of your trust.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as a business tip is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But now in that relationship,
Mm-hmm.
now that's a whole nother beast.
It's a whole beast.
That's a whole nother
That's
beast.
a whole beast.
Because if you lose trust in your mate, it's going to be hard to restore that. Okay? I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you don't trust them to do the right thing. You don't trust them.
Every time something comes up, you're going to jump on him.
And you're going to look side-eyed.
Well, you did so-and-so, so-and-so.
Right.
And you did so-and-so, so-and-so.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it even spills over into business aspect because in our culture, we are not as trusting. And even when somebody comes to us with good intentions, we are not as trusting. And I'm going to, in this platform right here, that I open up to women in business, to highlight them because let's face it, we have to play tug of war in the middle of a man zone to find a spot that we can stand in and call it our own. And now that spot may not be that big, but it's our spot. We have to fight and tug for that spot to get that awareness, to get that recognition that we rightfully deserve. And so in this avenue of trying to provide an outlet for women, me being genuine, want to highlight women in business. I've heard, a lot of people say, I was just thinking, if and I don't want anything. I'm not looking for nothing. All I am is doing what I was instructed to do. And so I'm going to be obedient on my part.
Right.
And so it may not be that much to you. It may not garner all the numbers that you think I should have garnered by now, but you never know what God has in store. Where He would take that one little step that you could have made and you should have made that you didn't make. That might be that one thing that He want to get you to your next point. And I may be that vessel to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly. But because people have did you wrong so much,
and you have so lack of trust,
and you don't have no trust that when somebody come to you genuinely and says, I just want to do this to get you the exposure, and then you start referring back to what somebody did to you, how they did it, and your wounds are still open and they haven't even healed. So now you walk around with that yellow light, caution, 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 caution. Nobody, no matter what nobody said, you got that yellow tape.
Right. Going all the way around.
Going all the way around.
All
you.
the way around.
All the way around you. And that yellow tape could be the avenue that's going to prevent your blessing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's your holdback.
That's your holdback.
Yeah.
Because that trust has been broken so deep and so long, you just push off everybody and everything because a couple of people have damaged you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But you have to know that you're not responsible for what people do to you. You're responsible how you react
to what they do.
exactly and to what they do to you. Now, I'm not saying it's an easy thing, because it's not. It's not easy. And you get that defense mechanism. I think it's an automatic thing to have a defense mechanism.
Especially women.
Exactly.
Women. We have that defense mechanism. What do you want to help me for?
Exactly.
What you gonna get out of
exactly.
it? Okay, well, I don't know if I want to expose my business
Right.
to everybody, okay? But how can you create a business, or how can you present something of benefit if you don't have an avenue that you can funnel it through?
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I've watched you with To a Woman's Heart. Okay. From the beginning, it was a vision. Okay. I've watched you develop it. I've watched you put it where it's plain and clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's plain, clear, and precise.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help promote business women. I want to see young business entrepreneurs advance in their journey. Things that we were not given.
Exactly.
The struggles that we have gone
exactly.
through. What To a Woman's Heart is trying to do is eliminate that for our entrepreneurs, our Black business women, even down to the little girl that braids hair. If you know a little girl that braids hair, you should be motivating her, empowering her, encouraging her. Hey, look, you can do this when you go to college to make you some money.
Exactly.
You ain't got to get on the pole
and shake your butt
and shake your booty.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
You can use your brain
exactly.
and shake your fingers in that
Exactly.
hair to make what you need.
Exactly.
And how's anybody gonna know it if you're not advertising it?
Exactly.
You know?
But then it goes to another point. We're not so trusting of ourselves. You follow what I'm saying? We say that we have the confidence to do something, but do we really? Because a lot of us are sitting on our hands with great ideas that could break the generational curse
and create so much wealth.
And then we get stuck. We don't trust that we will make the right decisions. And so we get stuck on, and this is a popular area, we get stuck on, if you make, Linda, you make t-shirts, and then I come along and say, I'm gonna make t-shirts. And then your first response is, well, Linda's making t-shirts, so why should I make t-shirts? Because her t-shirt company is gonna be more successful, but mine ain't gonna be successful. Do you know how many t-shirt companies is out here?
How can you say that though? You knocking yourself out the box.
Exactly.
We're supposed to always
think outside the box.
Okay, that's what Granny says. Granny says, think outside the box.
Exactly. So you're not trusting.
So you're not trusting yourself.
You're
not trusting your abilities, your capabilities. Don't worry about what the next person is doing. Work on making yours perfect. Because no two agencies, companies, businesses are ever going to be the same.
They're not.
There's going to always be something different. And that's where your uniqueness come in at.
Exactly.
Instead of like with Sisters of the Hood, everybody now is talking about a holistic approach. I've been talking about a holistic approach since 2003.
Right.
That's part of my mission statement. But that does not mean somebody's stealing my ideas, because holistic to me is one thing and holistic to someone else is another.
Exactly.
So I have to trust myself, my wisdom, my experience, and my faith that what I'm trying to do is going to be what it needs to be.
Exactly.
That saying that I'm always saying, oh, girl, I'm just doing what I need to make it do what it needs to, so we can all be through. Okay? Right. That's it.
Trust. And trusting every person is not out to get you.
Yes.
Because we have a mentality thinking that when somebody comes to us with something, or when somebody's pushing us to do something, that they are out to get us.
It's something they want from you.
Exactly.
There's something in it. What is it? What's in it for you?
Exactly.
What you think you fixing to get?
Exactly.
You
And
know?
everybody needs somebody to push them.
Right.
Push them along.
Right.
You know, you can't get nowhere driving your car in reverse.
No. And being alone is a dangerous factor today. Both in driving your car in the streets as well as trying to drive your visions, your opportunities, all of this. It's all a part of driving. Have somebody with you, but you gotta have trust. And trust comes with faith.
I was just going to say that. And the part of the definition of trust is a confidence and faith and belief. And so my analogy, faith is something hoped for in the evidence of things not seen.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about having that type of faith, I use the analogy of driving a car on the highway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're driving a car on the highway and you get to this steep curve. Mm-hmm. Now you can't see around this curve, mm-hmm. but this curve is fastly approaching. Do you stop your car before the curve, get out and walk around the bend to make sure the road is there? Or do you continue on the path and turn the corner with the faith and the belief that the street is still there?
That's faith.
That's faith.
But then, you know, also you use the analogies of the Bible. He also said, have faith the size of a mustard seed. Now, if you need them mustard seeds, contact 2AWoman's Heart. We can put you in check with it.
But how big is a mustard seed?
A mustard seed is no bigger than a little prickle. Okay? That's a mustard seed. It's like a period, you mm-hmm. know, on a sentence. Mm-hmm. It's a period. Mm-hmm. Okay? And he said, have faith that size. But what we don't realize is that mustard seed is the strongest seed in existence.
Mm-hmm. It's powerful.
In the Bible.
It's the smallest.
It's the smallest,
but it's
got the biggest
powerful
power.
punch.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And that's where your faith and your trust combined comes in together.
Exactly.
Because we live by the fact that no weapons formed against us shall prosper.
Exactly.
And that he said in Hebrews that if we call him and ask him, mm-hmm. he'll show us great and mighty things. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's our faith. That's our trust. Mm-hmm. His word. Mm-hmm. Okay? A lot of people are not at that point.
Right.
So the question is, how does a person learn trust and faith? Where does it fall in place with them? While they're 20, when they get 60, in between 20 and 60, mm-hmm. a lot's going to happen. But are we assuming and learning from the activities that we encounter mm-hmm. and utilizing it as to strengthening our trust and faith? Mm-hmm. Okay? Are we utilizing it? So if we're not utilizing it, we're not practicing trust or faith. We're not practicing faith. We're just out here.
Yeah, but you know what? We make our mouths say a lot of things. So the comment said trust is earned also, and it is. And they have to be open to receive it. They do. And said it grows the highest. It does. But a lot of people, because of whatever has transpired in their life, they lost trust for anybody and everybody, no matter what you say. They're not going to trust you because they're damaged goods, as I call it. So they have been damaged to a point that nothing nobody say or will do will change their thought process. And the only person who's going to change them
is them
and God.
Them. But they got to get that faith
in
God.
They have to exactly
in order for them to change themselves.
Exactly.
So prayer works.
Prayer works.
Prayer works.
Prayer works.
Prayer works.
And so when you talk about speaking to trust is earned, trust is earned. Very much so. So people think that I should just give you my trust. But why should I just give it to you and you don't earn my trust?
You haven't earned it.
You haven't earned my trust. So why should I just give it away? It's like trust can be defined as a precious diamond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When they dig down deep, diamonds have to go through some changes before they become a diamond. That's the same thing with
Just a
trust.
rock.
It's just a rock. But they have to go through the process in order for them to become a diamond.
Yes.
That's the same thing with trust. It has to go through a process to get to the level where somebody will trust you.
So it's all within self.
It is.
It's all within self. Just like people say, well, God is this, God is that. Do you realize God is within you? God is within you.
Yeah.
You out here looking for him to fall out the sky. He with you. He's in
Exactly.
you. He's if you're a believer of his word. Okay.
Yeah.
If you believe his word, there's nothing nobody else can do to defy that word.
Yeah.
I've gone through some experiences and I should have given up. But my faith in him, he said that he will take care of me. He will meet my needs. He will carry me to the next point. I've been doing Sisters of the Hood since 2003. And I'm not tired yet.
But the scripture said, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not
onto your
own understanding. So
it.
We say again, we trust him when it meets our needs. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of us put him to the side until there is an issue or a problem that we need to trust him. Then we need to call on him. Then we need to lean on him. And then when the issue is rectified,
we forget about it.
We forget about it.
But you know, that brings me to mind with what I just went through. When they told me what I was going through, the lady looked at me. She said, "Are you afraid?" I said, "No." Because the Lord I serve says that he will meet my needs. He will take care of me. He said no weapons formed against me will prosper. So what I'm going through is a weapon. Okay? But it ain't going to prosper.
Right.
You know, and that was my attitude about my ordeal. You know, I know that it wasn't time for me to just give up and give out. Okay? Because he didn't already showed me I have other things to do.
So you trusted.
So I trusted in his word.
Exactly.
And my faith in his word carried me through. You know, how many people can actually say and give a testimony to it? Because one thing we don't do, we don't give testimonies to where he's brought us through.
That's true.
We don't acknowledge the fact that it wasn't us that did it, but it was through our faith in him and our trust.
But you know, to piggyback on that, we don't do it because a lot of us feel embarrassed.
Yeah. I don't want to get on that level.
Yeah. And then you don't want to let nobody, some people think, you know, they have arrived, you know, but everybody has something they done been through.
Yes.
Everybody done been through something, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. We've all been through something. And we all had to trust in him
and his word.
And we had to trust in others to be supportive of us while we was going through.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So when you talk about, like I always say, I can talk about me. You know, it's me. I don't have a problem with that. It's my story. It's my role. It's my walk. So I can talk about me. And so when you talk about sharing, I say this all the time. Everything we go through all the time is not just for us.
Right. You're right.
Sometimes the struggles and the storms we stand in and we sit in is for somebody else. We're just a vessel that is going through, right? Or a testament to show somebody, if you say you trust God, to see how much you do trust God. So they'll look at you and say, well, if they can sit in that and they can trust God and get through it, then I can sit in it too.
You know, I have a prayer call that I do every morning at 5 o'clock. Faith believers. Sometimes those elders get on there and they go to giving their testimonies, and you would be surprised at how it affects you when you are going through something and they're telling you to just hold on, know that God is God, put all your trust in the Lord, lean not onto man, because man will deceive you. And sometimes during those calls, a confirmation comes, a confirmation on something that has happened and you're not sure about it. Okay? That's where your trust comes in about his word.
Yeah, but you know, my aunt used to say, a good thing, you sit around the elders because they will give you some wisdom that you will need
Later on.
that will carry you on. And again, everybody has sat in something. And when you were sitting in that something, did you trust God
To carry you through,
to bring you out of it?
it.
Because a lot of people who was very well versed in the Bible, who was very ingrained in the church, committed suicide.
Yeah.
You find what I'm saying? That for some, and I'm not saying they had to be big problems. Sometimes they was just small problems that they just could not cope with. And so the knowledge and the belief and the confidence and knowing that God would bring you through and trusting his word that he would, because we think his time is our time and it's not. It's all in his time. And if his time is the best time, you got to trust and know it's the right time for it to happen.
Yeah.
So we can't sit and
assume.
Exactly.
You know, assume. No, that's not a good word. You know
can't.
what assume means?
Yeah. Yeah, we all know what assume means. But we have to have that faith. We have to have that confidence. And we have to have that belief in knowing that, as the scripture says, yea, though I walk through. Now, if you trust his word,
you will fear no evil.
And he said, yea, though I walk through, you got to know you're not stuck in the tunnel.
You're walking through.
You're walking through. Now, that tunnel may be a long walk through, but just know you're walking through. There is an other
at the end
exactly.
Of the yeah,
there's a light
there waiting for you. You know that saying, well, he's not going to bring you to it,
but he's going to bring you through it.
You know, that wasn't Granny's
see
time,
there?
Okay.
Yep.
Granny used to always say, child, he ain't gonna bring you to it. If he ain't gonna bring you through it, girl, go somewhere and sit down.
Exactly.
And thank him.
Exactly.
Instead of crying about the situation, thank him for the repercussions of the situation and how it affected you and what you're able to do from the situation. That's where we should be at.
Exactly.
That's where we should be
at. Exactly. But you got to know, sometimes you just have to sit in it. Even when you don't want to sit in it.
You have no choice.
Right.
You got to sit in
it. And you know, the song said it's only a test.
It's only a test.
That you're going through. And that still says through. It don't say you're stuck in it. So again, you have to trust the process.
And then the things that we're talking about, these are not new subjects. These are subjects that's been covered up, that's been set aside. No one wants to talk about it. No one wants to even think about it, I guess. You know, everybody gets onto these church Zooms and go to church, but at the end of the day, can you actually say, do you trust what that pastor told you?
Yeah.
Do you believe that word is what God said? See, if you don't trust it, get the Bible and follow it, because any good pastor is going to give you scripture.
Exactly.
He's going to tell you John 3:16 said, and Jeremiah 33:3 said, and Corinthians, whatever. You know, he's going to tell you. That's a good lead for learning how to trust. That's right within itself.
It is. But if your trust has been broken, and ask God to help you.
Right. Can't restore it without it.
Exactly. And I pray that these conversations enlighten you to understand that people are human, that they do make mistakes, and some of it is not intentional and some of it is intentional.
But those that are intentional, you're supposed to pray for them.
Exactly.
Okay? Pray for their success.
Exactly.
You know? Now, I learned that from a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Pray for their success.
Exactly.
If they do you wrong, ask God to bless them.
Mm-hmm.
Because he will meet their needs just like he'll meet your needs.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have to deal with whatever else he has in store for them. So I learned that from a friend.
And you make sure to keep your own record clean.
Yeah.
Because you got enough stuff on there that lasts you a lifetime. That you can't take on anybody else's mess because you got enough of your own mess. And then some of the signs are already before us. We just choose
not to see them,
to ignore them.
Not to see
you follow what I'm saying? When somebody, like my Angela was saying, when somebody show you who they are, believe them. But all the time, when people show us who they are, we don't want to believe them. If that man is showing that he's a cheater, you better trust and believe that that's what he is. Mm-hmm. He's a cheater. If that woman show you that she's a liar, believe that's what she is. She's a liar. If they showed you that they a woman of the night, then trust and believe that's what they are. If they show you that they like sleeping from door to door and don't care that they're passing on a disease to somebody else, trust and believe that's who they are. Believe them. But so many times people have shown you who they are, and you still trusted that individual thinking that they was something that they not, and they didn't show you who they was.
But then that's where your faith is. Some people, their faith tells them, I'm going to pray for him. Just like I had a friend, and her husband was the world's worst. I mean, he was so out of pocket until he was an embarrassment, even to me. Mm-hmm. And I was just a friend, mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. Her grandmother came from Arkansas, okay? We was about 20, 22, living in the same apartment building. He was going with 2 or 3 women in the building, mm-hmm. Okay? And her grandmother told her, she said, look, give me the Bible. Give me the Bible and watch God work. Mm-hmm. He was where he wouldn't come home on Friday nights because that's when he get paid. When he come mm-hmm. in, he ain't got no money, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Granny sit there at that table, and Granny pulled out them scriptures, and Granny say, I rebuke you, Satan. Mm-hmm. You will not create these problems for my grandbaby. Mm-hmm. So whatever hold you have on him, release it. Release it in the name of Jesus. I mean, and I'm sitting there like, mm-hmm. This old lady got to be crazy.
But she wasn't.
She wasn't. Mm-mm. Because you know what? And it wasn't in our time. Mm-hmm. It was in God's time mm-hmm. that the impact hit him. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. The impact hit him to the point where he's so busy trying to see what other gardens he can pick roses from. Mm-hmm. He wasn't watching his garden.
Mm-hmm. And somebody snatched
it. Somebody came along and liked that garden. Didn't snatch it because the girl was so strung out on she loved him and what have mm-hmm. you. Which you can't knock love.
No, you can't.
But the impact of Granny's prayers mm-hmm. revealed. Mm-hmm. It revealed itself because mm-hmm. he started where he was coming home more. Mm-hmm. He wanted to be more of a part mm-hmm. of. But they say that was because when you see somebody else wanting what you got, then you take interest in it.
Exactly, okay? Exactly.
But you wouldn't have got that interest if God hadn't put it in your head. Exactly. He dropped that seed in your head for you to see what you got over here beats all of that you're trying to do out mm-hmm. there. Mm-hmm. Okay? So now we were 22, I'm 70. 50 years later, they still together.
Wow.
Okay. Tell
But
me
she
what.
she trusts that he was gonna be the man that she wanted him to be. She trusts that he was gonna work and bring a check home and provide for the family. She trusts that he was gonna be faithful and
And
honest
all of
and
this,
true to her, and he was not.
after the wedding, all hell broke loose.
See?
All hell broke loose.
And people
During
perpetrate.
the relationship, oh, he was wonderful.
But people perpetrate all the time. Again, but we choose to see and
What
not
we
see.
We see what we want to see.
Exactly. We choose to see and not see.
I love him.
And so some of us place ourselves in position that causes our trust to be broken.
To be tampered with.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so all I'm saying is take a look in the mirror. Do an evaluation of yourself and your surroundings and see, are you a trustworthy person? Can somebody trust you? Have somebody broken your trust? And if they did, have you recovered? Have you regained trust? Are you still untrusting of others? And that's even in relationship, that's in business or whatever it may be, in every aspect of life. But I'm telling you, one person who would never, ever, 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 ever break your trust. And that's God.
That's it.
Now, that's one person you can depend on till death do you part. He won't break your trust.
Can't say what man will do.
I'm telling you.
Can't say what your girlfriends will do.
So,
but you know what he'll do.
He said, put your trust in him. Exactly. He said, put your trust in him. And if you start out the right way, you'll always be in the right way. That's all we're saying. So, again, that was a great conversation. We do thank you for all the comments and the feedback. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to keep pushing to highlight women in business. If you want to get your business highlighted, that's fine. If you don't, God bless you.
Let me put it to them this way. From a seasoned citizen.
Okay.
If you got an idea and you think it's going to make you some money, you better come on, try, and let's get it out here so it can make you some money. I mean, make you some serious money.
Right.
And you use 2AWoman's Heart to step up on that stool. You right now, you're down here on the floor. You need to get off that floor because there's water on that floor. You need to get on that stool, and that stool is progress. You need to progressively move yourself to the next level. Here's an opportunity for you to do that. No strings attached.
No.
Nobody's asking you for nothing.
No.
Not a thing.
No.
Just trying to help out.
That's it.
That's our cause. That's our call. You know why? Because we think outside the box. And this is my elder here. She helps me. Okay, so I'm just saying.
All right. So again, I'm going to keep doing this until y'all catch fire to it. Y'all go to the website. And I'll put this shirt up here again. There are other shirts up there. So go to awomansheart.com and check out the t-shirts. Again, my purpose for this is not just about social media outlets. It's not just about live streaming. It's not just about highlighting women in business. My purpose and my goal is to help women who have no means or nobody to help them, especially single mothers and women with children and women of domestic violence. That's a serious. Do some statistical checking, research, and then you will see what I'm talking about. Really, you will see what I'm talking about. All right, so this t-shirt right here said the best thing you can do for me is put your bottom lip to your top lip. Read that, because sometimes that's what we need to do to keep us from putting our foot in our mouths. All right, and so again, these are Sisters of the Hood t-shirt. Says, I'm seasoned, not senior. Respect that.
And when you wear that shirt, let me tell you about the attitude you have. People look at you like, what do you mean by that? I'm seasoned. I'm perfected. I have been marinated into my level. Okay? I'm a diva. I'm a seasoned diva. I'm not a baby diva. So don't come at me with some ideas assuming, because you know what that word assumes means.
Yeah.
Okay? So, but those t-shirts coming, you can order them in colors. All we're trying to do is promote something that's going to change and help others.
Mm-hmm.
We have seasoned citizens out here that really need our help.
Mm-hmm.
We have women with children that need our help. And if we can't help our sisters or our nieces, our daughters, and this is not just of biological, this is of the group. It don't have to be Mexican, Italian, Spanish, any of that. It's you as a woman, to a woman's heart, from a woman's heart. And that's all we're trying to do.
Right.
Is motivate,
Uplift,
uplift,
encourage, and empower women.
That's it.
That's it, and that's all.
So support us. And by the way, if you get a chance, you didn't mention it, go to awomansheart.org and register. Please do this for me. If you do this for me, I'll do something for you. I promise you.
Yes. So as you've seen, I posted today. I've created a social media outlet. It's like Facebook, but it's only for women. And right now, you can advertise in there. Since those who don't have it, you can advertise in there. You can network in there. You can brand your business inside of there. It's all about the woman. We fight. I was telling Linda earlier, we fight for so much. We have to fight for a position. We have to fight for the proper pay when we do all the work. We have to fight.
It's a fight, an ongoing.
For us being a woman.
We fight to give life.
Exactly.
So if we fight to give life, you know we fight for everything.
Exactly.
Else.
So that platform is strictly for women. And the only things that I haven't set up yet until I see how it works, because it's a cost factor, is live streaming and video call. But everything else that you want to do inside that platform is available to you. Now you can network, you can share moments. It's just like Facebook, but it's only for women. So go to awomansheart.org. That's number 2, awomansheart.org. Not the website, number 2, awomansheart.com, but number 2, awomansheart.org. Now, I still want you to go to the website, and I also want you to follow and like, subscribe to all the social media outlets, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right? So, do that favor for me, and let's build this sisterhood together. We don't have to fight in the middle of other social media outlets. This is an outlet specifically for us. All right?
And then important.
Give me some feedback and let me know what you think about it. Share, tag it, send it, invite some ladies to join in. Let's create that community of women that we know we can create. And I'm telling you, we get this off the ground, we're going to be a powerful force to reckon with. That's all I'm saying.
And we're inviting you to be a part. We're inviting you on the lowest level to watch it grow.
Exactly.
Now, if you want to be not like-minded, or I'm just going to sit back and see, that's on you. But when it does reach where it's supposed to be, and we know it will, because we just told you, prayer works.
Mm-hmm. And we trust in God.
And we have the faith of a mustard seed.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that our trust in God is what's going to bring this to its formation.
Amen.
We're just giving you an opportunity to be a part of it.
On the ground floor.
So don't be no fool. Come on with us. All right?
On the ground floor.
On the ground.
All right, ladies. Until we talk again, take care.
God bless you.